Hey folks, welcome to the Flipside. I'm Sam, and you have found your way to It Belongs in a Museum, to which you should dutifully reply, as Peter already has, so do you! Because, yes, we talk about things that are older here on the Flipside on Tuesdays. And so, what we're going to be doing today is we talk about games that are not currently in the limelight for whatever reason. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're not good anymore. It just means that the industry and the content creators have moved on from covering them, and they just assume that if you want to have information about it, you'll find information about it. Well, that may be all well and true, and there's nothing wrong with covering the new stuff. We do that quite often here on the flip side as well. We just like to kind of commemorate. Is that the right word? I don't know if that's the right word. We like to remember. We like to highlight games that are at least 5 years old or older on Tuesdays, and that's what we do here with It Belongs in a Museum. We're just poking a little bit of fun with the title and the thumbnail. Now, Peter Rowan is here, as we already said. So say we all. Also another good reference. Well done. Philip Zomberg is here. What's up? So do you, Philip. I'm ready. I'm prepared. Thanks, buddy. I'm going to need it today. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. Micah is here. I was in an art museum on Friday. Did you see any board game art? You probably didn't, because art museums are boring. I'm just kidding. Not necessarily. Some of them are pretty cool. Jeremy Smelzer is here. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hello, fellows. Hello, Sam. Good evening to you, Micah. Jeff C. is here. What's up? Good to see you. Philip says hello to everybody. David Brownlee is here. What's up, David? Good to see you. Micah says hello to a couple of different people, and there we have it. Thank you for being here, folks. We appreciate you. All right, so what we do here to make it a little bit more fun is we make a little bit of a game out of it. So what I'm going to be doing is we're going to cover two different games today. And before we go over each of those different games, we'll play a little bit of a game to give some participation going on. And what we're doing is we are going to have a contest to see who can guess, after I give a couple of clues, who can guess the quickest what game we're about to talk about. And whomever is the quickest will get a surprise package from the Flipside. We'll send you one or two stickers and a board game related surprise of some kind. It could be a game, it could be a board game accessory, it could be anything. But to clarify, it's not going to be the game that we cover. It's not going to be the game that we talk about today, neither of them, generally speaking. If that is the case, like I have an extra copy laying around or what have you, then I will let you know that. But if I don't say that we're giving away a copy of this game, we're just going to give you a copy, something. Not necessarily a game, not necessarily anything in particular. It's just going to be a surprise package, just a way of saying, for us to say thank you for being part of the community. That's all we're doing. And so we're going to get to that. Scott Drew says, I'm sending you a case of spicy tamarind candy. Please do not. Oh my goodness. Wow, that stuff is so gross. So gross. Scott is referring to a couple of the shorts that we have been doing recently on the channel. And it's not really board gaming related, but it's just something fun that we do. With me and Jess and the kids, and we tried some. While we were at we go to a place called Plaza Wenatchee here in Wenatchee for dinner a lot, and it's because it's a locally owned business. They make good food, and we like to support local. So we go to Plaza Wenatchee every once in a while, and while we were waiting for our food last time to be made, we went and just walked around the store, and we found the candy aisle. And we were like, all right, let's pick up some of this stuff and try it. Wow, man, it was not good. And I know that a lot of, foods are made for the palates that they're made for, right? And so my palate just was not there. So disgusting. So thank you, but no thank you, Scott. Robert Harris says, made it here even before the start of the first time. Yes, way to be, Robert. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I can only imagine board game art would be an exhibit one day. Gorgeous art in modern games. That is absolutely correct, Philip. Alexander Meldrum is here. What's up, Alex? Good to see you. Tamarind candies are some of my favorite. Bro, what is wrong with you? You just didn't get the right stuff. That's probably true. Your reactions were priceless. We love Mexican candies at our house. That's cool. Whatever, brother. Dried mango and see, that's how do you chamois? Is that chamois? Because if that's chamois, that's something you use to dry a car after you're done washing it, dude. A chamois. That's not something you eat, brother. What's wrong with you? Taijin are the best. Get on with it. Oh, Eric is here. And I thought hurricanes were long. Well, they are. I'm just giving them a run for their money, that's all. Good to see you, man. It's been a while since you've been here, Eric. Thank you for being back. I appreciate you. Chamois? I don't know how to pronounce that. Eric sighting is right. Look who's here. That's funny. All right. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you guys. All right. Well, since we're being goaded, we shall get on with it, as it were. Let's see. All right. So what we're going to do is don't break Sam's wind. You don't want to break, and I don't want to. Moi, 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 moi. Chamois. Chamois. Stratego. Dungeon Quest. And hello, people. I remember the ShamWow guy used Coke. Yes. That's correct. The ShamWow. Yeah, it was a ShamWow, not a Sham Me, because Shammy is what everybody calls it. Well, at least back then. I don't know what people call them now. A lot of people just use the terry fiber cloths, or whatever you call them now. But yeah, the chamois used to be, to me, it used to feel like leather, but it wasn't leather, but it just like totally soaked up a lot of the water that was left on the car. So yeah, chamois were the thing. Hey. Oh, moi is hey in Finnish. All right, moi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I probably sound like an idiot though, which happens a lot. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. We're going to go ahead and talk about a couple of different games. All right, now this first game that I'm talking about, I said that I needed Philip's gift earlier, and that is because this is sitting on my shelf unopened. Yep, it's on my personal shelf of shame. Now, the reason I purchased this game is because Dante played it, really enjoyed it, and so we got it for his birthday one year. And it has gone unopened. So I guess he didn't like it that much. Anyway, so we'll get there in just a little bit. Oh, that was correct. Moi. All right. I miss the old infomercials. Yeah, me too, Scott. They were pretty fun to watch, some of them at least. There's so many garden games, but no beer garden. All right, that sounds like it has to be made. But it would be like at an Oktoberfest or something like that. And you have to, you're all, I don't know if it's even, I don't care if it's politically correct. You're all barmaids in a beer hall, in a beer garden, and you have to serve the most beer. And they all come in those, you've seen those pictures of those freaking strong women carrying like 7 pints in each hand. And they're like, and it's like a ring of beer. It's interesting. There are Oktoberfest games. Yes, I know there are. But, so this will be an unboxing video. Partially. Yes. But it is a good game. I haven't played this particular one, but I've played other games that are, I can't give away too much. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right. So the first one was made in 2017. 2017. So this is an 8-year-old game at this point. Where does the time go? Anyway, it's 2017. And some of the mechanisms are dice rolling and hand management. All right, so those are the 2 clues that I'm going to give you. The first clue is the year, 2017. The second clue is 2 mechanisms, dice rolling and hand management. And now, off to the races. Whoever answers first is going to get a surprise package from us here at the Flipside. Now, the person who wins also has the opportunity to pay it forward, so to speak. And if they've already won or if they've won recently and they want to give their surprise package away to somebody else that's in the chat, they absolutely can do that. And if that's the case, they'll ask you in the chat, hey, who hasn't won? Who would like to win? So forth and so on. All right, so strong women carrying my dinner. Stacking beers, yeah, that could be it. So Scott says Sagrada. Micah says TI4, some kind of expansion. No, that's not correct. Alexander Meldrum says Near and Far, Massive Darkness, Terrier Halo, Wasteland Express Delivery Service. Ooh, David, that's a good one. Does that mean that's on your shelf? You have that game? That's a good game. Long, but it's a good game. Let me think. Okay, got it. TI4. Nice try, Eric. No, not correct. Mountain of Madness. Bob Ross. Assault of the Giants. Champions of Midgard. Go team, Karen says. Hello, Karen. Good to see you. All right. Well, all of those, except for one of them, is incorrect. All of the ones that I've just mentioned are incorrect, except one of them. And it's on my shelf, not on my shelf of shame. There you go. The Thing, Infection at Outpost 31. Also not correct, Alexander. However, Alexander, you did get it correct with your first guess, and that is Near and Far. And now, as you can see, this has this little KS sticker on it, and I think that means that this is the Kickstarter version of this game. So it is a veritable brick of a game, that is for sure. There's a lot of stuff in there, so we got to get into this. But congratulations, Alexander. You have won. Now you just need to determine, do you want to keep the surprise? And if so, you need to send me your shipping information. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. All right, so Flipside OBG at gmail.com. Send me your shipping information, or you can give it away to somebody else in the chat, because I know we have sent you stuff before, but that's totally up to you. Don't care. If you want to take the prize, go ahead and do it. Whomever the prize is awarded to, whether Alexander takes it or gives it to somebody else, you need to email me at that email address I just sent in there, flipsideobg@gmail.com. Send me your address and we'll get you a surprise package here in the near future. All right. Jan Roger Peterson says, someone gave me their prize. Did you get my email regarding that, Sam? I know I got one earlier, though. I have sent that gift on to others except the stickers. Yeah, that's cool. Jan, I think, was it? Email me, Jan, because I know I've sent stuff to you. I can't remember. It was most recently when somebody gave it. I know, was it last week? Because I know last week, I'm pretty sure only one person sent me an email last week. So if it was last week, let me know and we'll get you something close. Choose me. I haven't won in a long bit. Okay, no worries. We got it. Alexander, send me an email. Make sure that you put your correct shipping information in there for me, and that will also act as a tickler. Don't do it. He'll send you a partial box of assorted chocolates, the unwanted pieces. No, not the unwanted pieces. The pieces that we spit back into the box after we tried it and we didn't like it. That's what we sent Eric. 2 or 3 weeks ago. Dude, I can't remember. Email me. I've played through the campaign of Near and Far twice. Rather like it. Not a Kickstarter edition. Well, there you have it. Okay. More punch boards for Jez. That is correct. I own Above and Below. Never had an opportunity to try the others in this series. Yeah, well, that is correct. All right. Let's go ahead and get down to the table, and because this is going to take a little bit of time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pop that open. Right. That goes back. And one of the reasons why, you might be asking, why would you do an unboxing of an older game? Or why would you even cover a game that you haven't played yet? Well, as I said before, I have played this series. And Red Raven Games and Ryan Lockett are one of my favorite combinations. Ryan Lockett owns Red Raven. He's also the designer of the game, and he's also the artist of the game. Now, while he's not one of my favorite, well, no, he is one of my favorite artists. I would say he's definitely one of my top 10 favorite artists. But the fact that he can do this kind of artwork and design games that are fun to play, that's pretty freaking cool. And it's rather unique for the industry. So that's one of the reasons in and of itself that I would cover a game like this, even if I have to open it here on the channel. But for the first time, and admit to the fact that I haven't played this copy of this game yet. So one of the cool things about this game is that it has this kind of storybook feel to it. And this is actually the play surface. And so you have a whole bunch of different board out here and different configurations. And I think that's just amazing. That's just great. I love stuff like this. I love games that come in storybook form like this. Now, here is the rule book, and it's rather beefy. All right. One of the reasons probably that I haven't really got into this, I knew that it's been so long since I've played it, I would have to reread this, and I know that it's not a difficult game. It's just that getting through all of these rules would be difficult for me because I'm not a very good, not a very fast reader. I can read well, don't get me wrong, but it takes me a little bit longer to comprehend what I'm reading if it's just reading. So there you have it. But anyway, this gives you an idea. Like I said, there is a lot of open space in some of these pages, but we're on page 29, 30, 31, so gives you an idea. But understand that as you just saw, example of play is already here. So at this point, and here's game end, and here are the different game modes. So up to page 28, and really setting up the game and all of this stuff. So let's see, it looks like setting up the game stops here on page 10 and 11. So really page 12 through page 28. So you've got 16 pages of rules here that basically talk about it. Or 14. And we just have 14 pages of rules because that's where playing the game starts. But you get the idea, right? It's not a small rule book. I'll put it that way. So here we have the actual storybook. Now we'll flip through this here pretty quick. because I don't want to give away too much, but this is all of the stuff that you're going to be reading through. It's one of those story-driven campaign games, and so that's pretty hefty as well. Really neat. Now we have some of those punch boards we were talking about. And look at all that stuff. Man. So, and again, this is just showcasing some more of the artwork that you can expect within the game. I'm not going to spend time actually punching this out because I just want to go over it. So that gives you an idea of what kind of tokens coming. There is, we saw the book that actually has the playing surface, and then there is also I believe a victory point tracker or something to that effect up here. And then you have different things that are going to be down here below this that will be things that you have to keep track of. But again, the artwork, and it is double-sided, the artwork is pretty good, pretty stinking good. And I do like it. A bunch of different baggies, a cloth baggie, and then some wooden. Ooh, I didn't know these were in here. Metal coins. Metal coins. So that's cool. I guess that's why it's a Kickstarter edition. Some pretty neat little gem rubies. Some, I believe these are different tent tokens. These are made out of wood, but they're in the plastic bag. You have some dice in here as well, and then a whole bunch of cards and more lambus bread. These are the different player, all the different player boards that are here. So that's neato. Oh, one of those tokens got out. Look at that. But anyway, that is near and far. One of the reasons why, and again, I was talking about this earlier, but another reason why I like to open games like this is because it does give me an amount of impetus in order, to kind of, okay, I need to get this to the table because it deserves it, and I need to play this game. So that's another reason why, to answer that question, why would you go over a game that you have not yet played? Well, to kind of give myself more of a reason to play the game. Duh. So put that in there. Oh, I forgot this. Dang it. Put that in there. Put that in there. And then that in there. And that is near and far. From Red Raven Games, designer Ryan Lockett. Let's see here. Unpunched even, yes. I mean, the cellophane was still on the box. Eric, what did you expect? That I punched it out before removing the plastic? Wake up, dude. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm trying to catch up. In the near future, the Olympics come sooner. That's not true, Eric. It doesn't take me 4 years. Or 2, if you're counting the difference between winter and summer Olympics. Love Creature Caravan. Seriously considering getting the new Haunted Above and Below. Huh. I'm getting my winner's high. I am going to celebrate. I'm going to buy some victory donuts. Another +1 for Creature Caravan. Donuts. The Haunted Above and Below look good, but I feel like Creature Caravan might be more of what I like. Micah says, I have City of Iron. I have 23 plays of Near and Far in the campaign with everything is 11, so I have a bonus game in there somewhere. Artifact Inc. Yes. I don't play anything else than Ryan Lockett games. Unpunched even. Disgusting. Yeah, well. Is this a campaign game or a single session game? I thought it was a single session. No, it does have a It does have a campaign, story-driven campaign to it. Something tells me Sam hasn't played this game yet. Yeah, I haven't. I haven't played this game yet. Not even. How can you talk about a game you haven't even punched? Idiot. Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot. Everybody's an idiot. Because I'm Eric. Get off my lawn. And a Kickstarter edition. Your gamer's card is revoked. Revoked? Your spelling card is revoked, sir. I don't care much for Red Raven's idea of inserts. Yeah, well, I mean, you could say that about a lot of different you can say that about a lot of different companies. You know, this isn't necessarily a good insert per se, but it had something more than nothing. It's about the size of it. And he puts it away for another 5 years. No, I'm not. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. I am going to unpunch it now and get it ready to play. I don't care much for Red Raven's inserts. You can play it in a various modes, but there is a campaign and storybook goes with that mode. Yeah. What is everyone's oldest unplayed game in their collection? Oh, I don't know that I would even know that. I think I do know that. For me, it's Villainous Vikings. I think that's the oldest game that I have not yet played. As far as I can tell, you're not a gamer unless you have a deluxe mega Kickstarter still in shrink. That's probably true. All right. So Alexander Meldrum was the winner for that one. There we go. All right. Now, the next game that we're going to talk about hails from the year 2016. So this is a 9-year-old game. A 9-year-old game. So 2016, 9 years old. And a couple of the mechanisms are, well, let's just stick with that. Dice rolling. And let's see here. Variable player powers. Dice rolling and variable player powers. And it's from the year 2016. All right, so we're going on to our next game now. And that's what we're doing. For me, it's Snow Tales. City of Remnants has been on my shelf of shame for evs. I have bought many used games that were never played secondhand. Missing a Kickstarter usually means you can buy it cheaper when someone needs to make room for a new Kickstarter. Or it's not cheaper because they know how much it is worth or how much many people will pay for it, you know. Dice Forge, Conan, Jeff Sears, Star Wars Rebellion, Mechs vs. Minions, 9 years, Variable, TI4. Nope, that's not correct. Keep going, though. You're like the equivalent of, you're the chat equivalent of going around the horn again with one of those old remotes, because you couldn't go backwards. You could only change the channel, and it would only go up. So then you'd have to change and go around the horn again. That's what you're doing. So maybe it'll work at some point in time. Star Wars Rebellion, The Manhattan Project, Role Player, Mansions of Madness, Conan, TI Near and Far Edition, Oracle of Delphi. Pretty sure Sam doesn't have Unicornus Knights. You are correct. I do not have that. Vast. I also do not have that. So basically, of all of the games that I just, Project Elite, of all of the games that I just mentioned, Lorenzo Il Magnifico, no. V Sabotage, good game, but no. They go backwards now? Zombie Dice, no. All right, so from all of these games that I've already mentioned, one of them is correct. Actually, two of them is correct, and one of them did it first. Monopoly is not correct. Absolutely not correct, Derek. But Jeff C. got it right before Terrier Halo got it right. And this is another brick of a game. And it's called Conan. Now, this is not. There were two Conan games that came out all really kind of close to each other, and this is not Age of Conan, or maybe Age of Conan came out, significantly before Conan did. This has been re-implemented by Batman Gotham City Chronicles, and one of the things that this game suffered from was a bad rule book early on. And I believe they have redone the rule book and re-released the rule book. But one of the things is they tried to make Batman Gotham City Chronicles, and they redid the rule book for Batman Gotham City Chronicles, and it also had problems. So Monolith makes some pretty stinking nice games, but their rule books have been hit or miss. Let me just put it that way. But Jeff C., congratulations. Jeff is on fire every time. Ninja Turtles, no. My oldest Star Wars X-Wing, thankfully just the base game box. Yeah, that's true. I played Conan a few times. The rulebook did not help. That don't fix no calyx. That is true. It does not fit in a calyx. Of course, I don't have calyx, so I don't care. But yeah, this thing is a big box, and it is chocked full of stuff. You'll see in just a few minutes. One of my things about this game is that I really enjoyed the river system of choosing what actions you could do, and it depended upon how much you wanted to spend in order to do this or that. I really thought that was a great little system, and I'm glad that Batman's Gotham City Chronicles also uses it. I really enjoy that system. It's a really fun way of choosing what you can do and how you can do it, and how often even you can do it. I just thought it was a really neat way to go about it. One of the things that I didn't necessarily like about this game is that Conan was one of the playable characters, and he was significantly more interesting than almost any of the other characters in the game. So it was more like the person who got to play Conan was the player, and everybody else was like a support character. But take that for what it's worth. I would imagine that's how it probably was if Conan were real. I'm imagining that's how it probably would have felt like being around it. Wow, flat screen box cover. I mean, yeah, it's pretty close. So, Jeff C., you gotta, I know I still have your information, but send me an email anyway with the information inside of it, just so that I don't have to hunt for it. Just do me a solid that way. Or you can give your winning away to someone else. Terrier Halo did get it, but he was significantly lower down the list and slower than yours was. So there you have it. All right, let's go ahead and get down to the table here. And as you can see, a significant sized box. The artwork is amazing. Frederic Henry is a good designer as well. I've enjoyed a lot of his different stuff. Adrian Smith and Georges Clarinko, I believe, is his name, and they did a great job on the artwork for this as well. So again, this is probably going to be a mess because it did not have an organizer at all. So this is literally a box of stuff. Okay, so just understand that. Here is the rule book, and this is the Overlord's rule book. And then, so this is like the person that you're playing against, and this is the Heroes book. So both of those books are pretty stinking thick. The Heroes book is going to talk about all of the different setup that you have to play, the different elements of the game, all of that kind of thing. This is how you're going to work and how you're going to play and all of that other kind of stuff. And again, it's showing its age. It was not really well done to begin with. And so, you know, I'm not going to kick a dead horse. I'm just showing it to you. But that's the Heroes book, and then the Overlords book here just talks about the other, you know, how the bad guys work, basically. So you get the idea. All of these are basically like scenarios you could play through, and it's pretty cool. Extra scenarios. I'm just kidding. All right, so you get the idea, right? Ooh, Mythic Battles Pantheon. I also have that one in shrink. That was a gift, though. I didn't buy it. Thing from the Swamp. So other scenarios in here as well. Did this fall out of the book? No, it didn't fall out of the book. This is its own thing. So that's extra scenarios. But here you go. There is no shortage of miniatures in this box. And I have to say the miniatures were quite freaking nice. This is probably one that got some of the most attention. It's actually not even the biggest one that's in the box, but the Great Snake. So that's one of them. Let me see. Let's see if I can do some stuff here. I'll move some stuff around because I do need to get. We'll go over some of these things, but let me just get everything out of the box first. You kind of see how much, how many minis. There's some terrain minis in here as well, and all that kind of stuff. So this is all of the plastic. A lot of stuff in here, right? Here are player boards. So there is Zlata Belit, Skuchus, I don't know, Valeria. You have Shivatas. You have Hedrictus. Again, I'm Karam Shah. You have Balthus. You have Ambula. You have Zaporavo. You have a Savage Belit. So before she became the princess, I guess. Taurus. Zogdor Sag. You have Constantius. Peleus. Olgerd Vladislav. Palantides. And then you have Conan. Then you have Conan the Wanderer. And then you have Conan the Mercenary. And then you have Conan the General. And then you have Conan the Warlord. And then you have Amira the Lion, Nagora, and Thak. So, a lot of stuff. A lot of peeps, right? So, there you have that. Then, I believe this is a round counter, and then you have a whole bunch of different player aids that are out here that do a number of different things, and you just set those out on the board and or on the table, and they can be referenced. All right, so that's that. Then you also have, like, this is the Overlord board. So basically, he's going to have a number of people that are up here that can be activated throughout the course of the time using different things, and of course. these are all going to have different kinds of tokens in them. And this is the kind of the bad guy setup that I really did enjoy, because you're going to have a number of, you also have tokens for player colors and that kind of stuff. But you've got, some of the rubber bands have broken. No! See, it ain't so. That's sad. Well, I guess that's sad if you're, that can come out as well. All right. So I'm going to use, I don't even remember where this rubber band came from. I don't even remember. What was it on? Was it on these? I don't know. All right, so we're just going to put this back on there, and hopefully it'll keep those guys together for a while. All right, so a bunch of different cards and so forth. These are all kind of like different people that you're going to run into. So these are going to be up here like this, and they'll move up and down the river. And so when they activate, you have to move them and so forth, so that other things can be activated. They kind of fit in there like this. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought this was a really cool thing. 2 and 3. There's 2 crows here. I don't know what those are for, but that's dead. All right. So basically, this gave you some of the different abilities that it had, how much it can move, what its defense is, and then its attack strength is down here. And this meant that it could roll 3 oranges. Oranges are kind of the middle attack die. You've got orange ones that are like that have a number of different sides on them, but there are also blank sides, and then there are also, there's the other one, there's the third one. Then you also have, gosh, I don't want to make a mess. Yellows are the weakest, and then you also had reds, which are the strongest. I believe it had 3 attack on it instead of just up to a maximum of 2 with a miss. You had a maximum of 3 hits with only 1 miss, I believe. Yeah, only 1 blank on the reds. I believe you have 2 blanks on the yellows, and then I think you have 3 blanks on the 2 blanks on the orange, 3 blanks on the yellows, and then only 1 blank on the reds. So if you had red attack, it was much more significant, much more likely that you're going to do some damage if you have those red dice. But, so these are pretty, they're not insignificant bad guys. So, tentacles, yep, tentacles, wow, yuck, yuck, yuck. All right, so tentacles. Why are tentacles needed? Because this little thing is in here, and it's pretty nasty. So here are all the tentacles, right, for this thing. Yuck! And so that thing is going to be popped up on the board somewhere, and then the little tentacles can come up over the walkways and what have you. It's pretty nasty. And again, this is a scenario-based adventure game. We haven't even got everything out yet. These are all like different kinds of, different groups of bad guys and good guys and all that kind of stuff. It came with a poster of Conan's World. Let me go and show that to you. So that's pretty neat. Conan's World out there. Samaria, Aquilonia. So, kind of gives you an idea. of where everything was supposed to go. And then all of these things are the different, oh gosh. In case you haven't noticed, this is a huge game. All right, so here is one of the boards that are available to play on. And again, great artwork, awesome. Did I mention that they are double-sided? And huge. So again, the footprint on this game is unreal. You know what I'm saying? So that's one. Two. And again, we'll show one side first. So this is kind of a fortress at night. And then huge game or just stuff? No, huge game. And this is one of the naval scenes where you're two boats fighting against each other. The crews of two boats, at least, fighting against each other. And that's one. And then here's another one. That's kind of like the... so this is like another inside a fortress type thing. You know, an indoor campaign or scenario. And then you have one that is like a barbarian type village where you're having to go around, and these are all of the lines of demarcation between the different areas that you can be in. So yeah, this is a pretty big game. It's not it's definitely not a small game. So again, here are a couple of the things here. So you'll have like these two went like, well, maybe not there. This was over here, I believe. And then this was over here, or vice versa, I don't remember. And then depending on the scenario, you were able to have different costs and different ways that you could move your gems, which are the things that you were able to use to activate your people. So depending on, and which one of these you used was dependent upon the scenario that you used. So that just kind of gave you an idea of what was going on there. Put this back on here. And so this is a game that I've kept. You know, when I was growing up, the Conan movies were with Arnold Schwarzenegger. They were movies that I just, you know, they were the, you know, I don't think I ever thought of Conan as being great movies, but they were fun movies. One dude going up against, you know, all of the nasties, you know what I mean? And just one of those things where I thought it was just, you know, a great popcorn ride, so to speak. Anyway, I'm putting these in differently than I pulled them out. I don't know if this is going to work, but we shall see. I don't know. This isn't going to fit. Oh, it does fit. Look at that. I don't have any idea what I'm doing. These are going to go down there now, though. Woo! All right. Well, let's see. This can go down there. This is part of the fun. I didn't even show you guys all of the, I mean, good night, all of the different minis. These are all of the good guys. The good guys were a little bit of a lighter, you know, these are the good guys here and these are the bad guys. But I mean, it's like, this is and then all of the terrain that was used in the game as well, like bookshelves and candelabras and skull piles and all kinds of different stuff. And then all of the other ones, all of the other bad guys were this darker plastic that are out there. So it's, you know, camel. Why not? Because you got to punch it, right? You got to punch the camel at some point. So that's why he's in there, just to be punched. More good guys. You know what I mean? So there's just so many different things in here. A bunch of hyenas. And I mean, it would take forever to go through this. These archers are pretty cool, though. These archers are pretty stinking nice. Love them. But anyway, there's just so much in this game. And I don't know, you know, this is one of those games that it's oh crap, this has got to go in there somewhere too. Well, we'll put it in there at some point. It's just one of those games where it's like, it definitely had its problems as far as, you know, whether or not it was a quote-unquote good game, but it's such a nostalgic thing for me that I'm probably never going to get rid of it. It's just one of those games that I think this is always going to be in my collection because, you know, somebody would say, hey, remember those Conan movies? And I'm like, oh, yeah, comic books and stories and all that kind of stuff. I actually have a game about that. He's like, and they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, yeah, check this out. So, you know, that's not to say I'm never going to play this game again because you know, this is one of the things after, oh, what is that thing? Ew, I'm going to show this to you because there's one of those scorpions. A couple of the, oh, a spider, ugh. I don't like spiders. Anyway, a couple of scorpion, spider, and this dude. That's just disgusting. I don't even know what that is. That's just a gross dude. I don't like him. But he's pretty freaking cool as far as a miniature is concerned. Ugh, nasty though. I don't know how he's gonna fit back in there. Yeah, I definitely did this wrong. I made mistakes, people. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna have to split these in half, I think. Just kind of put these in the middle. This is such a... I mean, I almost got it back in there right, but definitely messed up somehow. Because I have no idea how these dudes are going back in there. But let's see. Maybe right there. Maybe that'll fit in there just like that. Yeah, maybe. And then these can kind of just spread out a little bit. And then this will sit right on top. Look at that. Maybe. There's going to be some lid lift. That's all right. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. But that is Conan. Your Tetris foo is weak. Shut up, Philip. You don't know what you're talking about. Yes, this would be a $400 or $500 game today, more than likely. Yes. Just stuff on stuff on stuff. What the heck is that? Cthulhu? Not really. Because 9 tickles weren't enough. I don't even know what that cost. Oh my gosh, rubber band? Arrest that man! That's a miniature painter's nightmare. I'm booked until 2030. Paint store run. Conan O'Brien wouldn't last shirtless in the sun. That's awesome. That's funny. More plastic than a Hollywood cosmetologist's inventory serums. 7 of the minis have cowbells. Yes, probably. True. Second layer, perhaps there might be a cowbell still hidden in there somewhere. It needs more cowbell. You guys are cracking me up. How many other heroes came in the base box? That I don't know. I want to say that it was just... here, let me just pull out the these things here. I'm going to even put these in order, I think. 10, 10. Oh, wow. These are... Okay. Let me see here. Let me look through it. I'm going to put it back up here so you can see my wonderfully beautiful face. I don't know what the numbers are for, honestly. Because Conan is in the 11s, and I know that... Oh, where'd he go? This guy. This one is just the regular Conan. So it's like that's the normal one that you would normally play with. But based upon the scenario that you're playing, you might be taking along the Wanderer. Oh, these are... You might be taking along the Warlord, Conan the General, Conan the Mercenary, or Conan the Wanderer. So these, I believe, were all... I don't think these were all base game. I think some of them might have been expansions. I know I do have expansions in this. I think this is everything that you got in a Kickstarter all-in or something to that effect. I don't think that... but again, I don't know because I don't know what all these numbers do. But again, maybe the rule book has that. Let's see what the rule book, Heroes rule book has. Nope, doesn't have it. And, you know, that was just another kind of thing about this, is that it didn't really have very good... there are 4 different hero models: Conan, Belit, Shavatas, and Hadrathus. And then there are 6 ally models: the Princess and Belit's guards. So that sounds like a base of what came in the box, because then you also have the Overlord here, and of course that doesn't really give you a this doesn't really give a listing of, it just tells you what comes out and doesn't give you a list of all of the different components, which is one of the downfalls of the rule book, frankly. But there you have kind of an idea, I guess. So you got basically 4 basic characters, and then you have the rest are ooh. Alright, put that in here, and then like that, and like that. See? I can do it. There's a lot of stuff in there. I'll put it that way. Let's see. Omen, the redheaded stepchild. Conan. Yes, Conan and Brian, that's correct. $400 to $500 game today. That is correct, Eric. This was super expensive back in the day, and it would be about that expensive now as well. I haven't played the ship, the village, and the fort as far as I can recall. Conan movies, Conan books, Conan comics. Yep. Books and art made the franchise. You are absolutely correct, Eric. Shocking. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. That's great. Good job, Eric. Conan cereal, Conan cocktails, boiled Conan, fried Conan, Conan shish kebab, and that's about it. This isn't Spaceballs. No, but it's the equivalent. Paint up everything and I'll be over next spring to play. Is setup time longer than playtime? No, it isn't. Touches Foo's week, you be quiet. There goes lunch. No, table view, please. There goes lunch. Yep, rule book looks like a road atlas. That's pretty much what it felt like as well. Today I've played both museum games. That's a first. Cool. Now we saw packing it back twice. Thanks. You're welcome, Micah. I'm here for you. Anyway, got to get out of here. It's been an hour, and that's what I like to keep these to. So thanks for joining us. If you're a winner, Jeff C. and Alexander Meldrum, make sure that you send me emails. And Jan, make sure you send me an email as well, as we talked about earlier, if you're still here. If you're not, hopefully you sent me an email before you took off. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I certainly appreciate you guys. Come on back tomorrow for a review. And I don't know what review it's going to be, but it will be something that you'll probably find interesting. And you'll be able to provide some input as well. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.